So Iranian-backed militia groups fired multiple rockets at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad Thursday night. It is only adding to concerns that the U.S. will be dragged deeper into the conflict in the Middle East. In just the last few weeks, there have been at least 85 attacks against U.S. bases, as well as new threats to international shipping. Let's bring in John Teichert, retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General and former Assistant Deputy Undersecretary of the Air Force. This attack on the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, that had to be greenlit by Iran, wouldn't you think?
John, all of this that's gone on in the last 2 months has been greenlit by Iran. Fortunately, there at the embassy in Baghdad, there's an air defense system to help protect them. My team brought that in when I was the senior defense official there in summer of 2020. But all of these malign activities that are going on, including the 85 attacks and 70 Americans injured and 1 American killed, have all been prompted by an Iran that has not been deterred and frankly has been emboldened by a weakness of the Biden administration for the last 3 years.
So you don't think that the responses that we have made thus far, hitting ammo dumps and that sort of thing, not adequate in your book?
John, clearly not adequate because Iranian interests continue to attack American positions. Those pinprick attacks, 6 or so, late, they've been weak, and they've been accompanied by an apologetic tone by the Secretary of Defense. And Iran is only convinced and deterred by strength, capability, will, and resolve, and they've seen none of that by the United States in the last 3 years.
So what happens when finally Iran has nuclear weapons? I mean, that's what they're working toward.
It is, John. They're only a few days away from a nuclear breakout, in part bankrolled by $150 billion of sanction relief by the Obama administration during the original nuclear deal. And now they are using that $150 billion to sow seeds of malign activity and terrorism around the world and in the Middle East, and to create a nuclear program that's on the verge of a breakout. The only way that we can stop them, number one, is to clamp down on sanctions, and number two, to regain a deterrent posture that demonstrates American capability and will and resolve, so that whatever capability the Iranians have, that it will be kept in check because they know that America will rightfully respond.
You heard the Israeli military leadership there saying that they think that Hamas is starting to weaken. Do you believe it's possible to utterly destroy Hamas, which Israel says is its goal?
John, destroy and defeat are different terms. We, as an example, have defeated ISIS, but we haven't destroyed them. That means that they can't take or gain territory, that they can't mount a large-scale attack. But the idea that you can completely eliminate or eradicate an idea or an ideology is tough to consider or tough to conceptualize. Ultimately, Israel's best interest is to defeat them so that they no longer can control Gaza. They can no longer mount an attack like they did on the 7th of October. But ultimately, there will continue to be remnants of Hamas, like there continue to be remnants of ISIS during the foreseeable future.
Retired Air Force Brigadier General John Teichert, thanks for your expertise.